Thank you for subscribing to my channel. In my welcoming speech, I said that I was going to be explaining the objectives behind this channel, how I intend to achieve the aims. So what are the factors we would, or what are the things we are going to be learning on this channel? I wrote them out because I want to avoid mistakes and to forget some details. So I'm going to be reading them out, and I hope you may start your inquiries now and ask questions from me on how I want us to achieve this. So in this channel, I'll be explaining what occupational therapy means to me in terms of definition and practice, and based on the little experiences I have had working with different conditions and different sets of people. So then I'll be talking also about how to shift from an acceptance or awareness paradigm to an acknowledgement and understanding phase. Then there will be detailed explanation of over 100 occupational therapy topics and related topics. Then there will be special responses to inquiries on any of the topics I might have explained that you probably do not understand well enough. Also, there will be introduction to latest and updated theories and practice in a way that the conditions we treat or facilitate would come into limelight of understanding, such as techniques, approaches, theories, models, and frames of reference in general. So there will be, and also, how can occupational therapy strategically become a brand in Africa, especially in Nigeria and other developing countries? Then how can we influence the contextual decisions and policies within political and economical parastatals? So this is one of a key factor in rebranding what this profession should look like in the future, or in the nearest future. Then what about technology and advancements? I'll talk a lot about technology and advancements that are readily available in occupational therapy, or the futuristic ones. Then how can we become an entrepreneur as an occupational therapist? I'll be deliberating so much on that also. Then how can we translate theories into practice? Because becoming an entrepreneur has something to do with how we can translate all the theories we've learned into practice. Also, how can we use our talents or skills to make work for us in occupational therapy? I'll be talking so much on that also, because I believe that occupational therapy requires some special abilities. So how do we integrate our skills and talent to foster the progress of this profession? Also, how do we understand our strengths and weaknesses, and how to use it to advantage of occupational therapy? I'll be talking about this too, because we all have different strengths and weaknesses, and sometimes these weaknesses overshadows the special abilities we have, and how it affects our performance and prosperity in this profession. Also, this is more strategic. How do we make money in occupational therapy and become established? Due to my experience, I've seen a lot of people after college finding it hard to reintegrate themselves into the community, into the labor market, to make money, because they do not understand what else to do after learning so much, either as a diploma holder or a graduate with bachelor's or a master's or a PhD holder. Now, how do we come from that academic phase to a phase where we can start making money without too much stress? Then how do we further our academics? This is more of a concern for students in Nigeria, moving from maybe Federal School of Occupational Therapy or Obafemi Awolowo University or School of Occupational Therapy in Benin. How do you progress? How do you further your academics? All those things are what I'm going to be explaining in this channel. Then the last two is, how are we going to learn and adapt the paradigms of developed countries to our own paradigms? So what this is going to be helping us to understand is, there are some things they do in developed countries that we don't do. How do we start to do them and make it work in our own context of practice? Then finally, I'll be showing us images and giving links to some of the specific and special tools or equipment available in this present generation of occupational therapy, which means that I'll be giving us ideas and links on how occupational therapy have so far developed from clay to computers. So these are the things, these are my objectives of this YouTube channel, and I am very sure that at the end of the day, we will be able to understand to an extent beyond being just a student or a professional in this field, but also to make money, to become progressive, to become prosperous and branded in this profession. Thank you so much for listening to me. And in my next episode, I'll be explaining more, a step-by-step guide on how to reach all that I've just said today. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful time ahead.